Hello there, people. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase E. This is going to be a fun one, but I will tell you right now, we are having issues. And let me explain to you what those issues are. Lego's using his phone, and when he's logging onto this, I'm getting a little message here from my studio saying that his device is not connecting. So there's going to be a best case scenario, and there's going to be a worst case scenario. Best case scenario, he sorts it out, and the three of us eat some hot sauce or some tincture. And it's not just tincture, it's 10 million Scoville tincture. Worst case, he doesn't sort it out, and me and Broome do. So I have some exciting stuff to tell you guys about. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Bizzle, thanks for being here. Silver Surfer, I love you, dude. Mark Albitz, good to see you. Winchester Super X, good to see you. Brian, nice to see you, sir. Ethan, oh, there's Lisa Trimble. Can't stay, but want to say have a great evening. Thank you for being here, Lisa. It was good to see you. Chili Phil, good to see you. Balaki, Brock Bandy. All righty. Please do me a favor. Windmill William, Barella, Krista Melinda. Everybody, if you can, please, please, please like this stream, all right? You guys get why you do that, right? Let me tell you why you do that. When you like the stream, the algorithm's sitting around. They're on a break. They're just on the lunch break, right? And they're sitting around. When everybody likes the channel, all of a sudden they get an alarm, they look at it like, oh my God, Scoville's doing something. Everybody's liking it. It must be good. Let's push it out so everybody sees it. That's how it works. Just Joan, Wanna Love, good to see you. Mike, Flaming Koala, good to see you. Speedy Dilemma. Hello there. Snipteroo. BCX1, Brian, hello there. Ann from Massachusetts. What part? I used to live in Norwell. I lived in the Norwell house on Norwell Street in Norwell, Mass. Figure that out. Norwell. You write me a letter, I don't get letters, but man, Norwell is all over it. True story. Diane, DS Kitty, thanks for being here. Lilac Lime, Ricky Mack, Green Man, Lumen, Keith Kingman, Lego. I can't get the mic. Okay, here we go. I can't get the mic to open on my phone. Won't allow it. I'm on my person. Don't know what else to do. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll do it a different night. Here's the problem, though. We got good news and bad news for you. You ready? You can't eat anything hot. You're going to have to continue the fast, continue not eating. So when you come back, it's just going to be not only that, it might be a little hotter than 10. We'll find out. We're going to talk to Tom in just a moment. Rick Spicer, good to see you. Rose City Random, good to see you. Rock City, pardon me. Love the name, actually. There's my man, Left Eye Pat. Love that dude. Nocturnal RS. Good to see you. I got your question, Brian. I'll get to it in just a minute. Anybody has a question or something you want to make sure I say, please put a couple capital Q's in front of it, and it'll catch my attention. All right, so before I bring Tom Broome in, it's going to be just Tom. I got to get this thing figured out. Yes, you do. But until you do, nothing hot. Fooling around, Lego. We expect it. You dear, good to see you. So here's what I'm going to do. Cover a little bit of housekeeping. Going to tell you guys what's going on. And then we're going to get right into it. Let's talk a little bit about After the Burn. Tomorrow on After the Burn, let me show you who I got. The After Burn series, I'm having a really good time with it. Tomorrow on After the Burn, we've got Jay Blunt. Smoking Blunt hot sauce. Very good dude. Great sauces. I've been loving the sauces for a long time. Down Thursday, we've got Justin from Stag's Barbecue. Cool family. Great products. Makes the best mustard I've ever eaten in a lifetime. AKA Ahmad GX. Good to see you. Jason P. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Hi, Angel. Angel Kier. Good to see you. Chet. Hello there. It's freezing in the hill country in Texas. What a drag that is. Dizzy Dragon. Man, I'm glad you're here. I feel better. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I got some very, very exciting news. I'm going to do it right now before I bring my man, Tom Broome, on. Guess what I just figured out how to do? I figured out how to gift my own memberships away. So right now, I just gifted 5 memberships. I'm allowed to do 10 per month. I have just gifted 5 of my own memberships. Now, here's the deal. I can't determine who gets them. I have no idea how that works. YouTube picks them. You see my hands? Nothing up my sleeve. They decide who gets the memberships. But this is really cool. So there's 5 more. I love when you guys give memberships to people, because here's the deal. It gives people a chance to see some content that they would never normally see, and that's pretty exciting. Hawk Slings, good to see you. Lunar, hello there. Great Dane, Mom, good to see you. Mr. Yarabandi. Rufus Williams, good to see you. Silver Surfer, man, I love you, Silver Surfer. You are a madman. Thank you so much. So now there's 10 new folks with memberships. Now, Friday, we're doing a bus pass only live stream. And if you haven't been on them, forget about it. We're going to do well, we might. I got a terrible email for doing a 1 hot minute. Another one. I'll have to read it to you guys. All right, so without further ado, okay, you ready? This is the madman himself, Mr. Tom Broome.
Well,
Hi,
I don't know.
Friend. How are you?
What's happening, man? Just enjoying getting ready to watch the championship football game, though. If anybody knows, but yeah, doing great. I'm all ready. I haven't done anything this hot in about a month, so
really?
You remember it was 1 hot minute. I was at the house and I did it.
Wait. You put we were having a 1 hot minute. I think it was only 3 weeks ago. You were driving, you heard it, you pulled over on the side of the road and did some tincture. Was that 3 weeks ago?
That was 3 weeks ago, but I only had my lemon. It was the week before that, and I was actually home when I had that laying around. The guys now don't really like doing the 10 because they don't ever eat, and then it sort of puts a rock in their stomach a little bit, like London and and Rob there. So they shy away from it unless there's money involved. London will do a gusher from time to time if he's coerced with extra funds, but Rob just sort of swears it off now. So I usually don't carry that, on Wednesdays, but I had my lemon, 3 weeks ago.
All right. So this is bottom line is this is going to burn you. Now, before we do this, I want you to talk about it in just a moment. But before we do, listen, I'm not fooling around, Lego. Don't you dare eat anything hot. You haven't seen me lose control. You'll see me lose control. Here's what you need to do. I'm sure, listen, you're a popular guy. You probably have a friend nearby somewhere who's got a laptop you can use. Work it out. Let's make it happen. You tell me the day, we'll make it happen, okay? You just can't do it Thursday. We can do it Friday or Wednesday or Saturday. Do it Thursday or Friday. Wednesday or Friday. Now, before we get into this, tell us how you made this, because here's the thing. It's not really 10 million. Tell the truth.
This little batch is definitely higher than 10 million. Now, when I make my 10 million, I'm doing it mathematically. Oh, yeah, here.
Lego says, I won't promise. You have to promise, Lego. Don't make me turn this bus around. All right, go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
He says he won't. I believe the boy.
Oh, anyway. I thought I said I won't promise.
No. He said, I won't. I promise. He's cool.
I don't even have my glasses on. It's cool. I won't turn the bus around. Lego's like, thanks, Bob. All right, so anyway. 10 million.
Right, it's 10 million. I do it it's a calculation because I'm using 16 million capsaicin crystals. And in this case, a tincture that I think is at least 1 million anyway. I think we tried it. It's the 24-month. I think it's close to 2, but I just figure 1. So I do my calculations. So it's 10 million. Now, I made this batch of 5 bottles probably 5 months ago or 6 months ago. And I sold like 1 or 2 or whatever. So they've been sitting around. So when he asked for these things, I looked at it and it was like a 1/4 inch short, from the evaporation of the alcohol. So then I had to rehydrate it to the level it was at. So I could have just used the alcohol that I used for the tincture and it would have been 10 million again. But of course, I used more 1 million or whatever it is tincture on top to rehydrate it. So now, and I haven't figured out exactly what, but my best guess is it's probably 10 or 10.25 or something like that. But it seems like a good 11 or better. But that's to the best of my calculations. I'd be safe with 10.5 or 10.25 or something like that.
All right. Well, let's do this.
All right.
Everybody hit the like button, please. We're gonna. How much you gonna do? A couple drops? No, one drop. And we'll start.
Me.
As you go.
Let's start with one. See how I'm doing. Anyway, I got my Chase the Heat spoon thing.
And I think my mic is a little fuzzy. If it is, I apologize, you guys. I'm using a different mic than I normally use. So
shake it up.
Oh,
Remember, shake it up. You don't want that sludge. You don't want that 4 or 13 million sludge in the bottom there like you did that one time.
You remember that? That was terrible.
Yeah, it was that lemon. It was over in front of your apartment.
I remember that. That was awful. I mean, in a beautiful way, though.
Of course.
All right. Okay, I'm just going to do a couple of drops, maybe 3. I caught it.
Very nice. Oh, okay.
1, 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Here's what happens. The second it hits your tongue, it just goes like this. It just spreads around and gets your whole tongue.
Well, the main thing is when you first try it, you're tasting the taste of the tincture and the heat of the tincture. Now, at about 40 seconds, you feel this other thing coming in, and that's the capsaicin. And now it's going to be building for the next like 3 or 4 minutes.
So Green Man says, do a Robbie, Johnny. I would. I swear. Let me tell you something. I would do a Robbie of something this small. Can you imagine doing a Robbie of something this big with this? I can't. I mean, I can't even fathom that. Can you imagine that, Tom?
Now, have you filled up a thing just to find out how many drops this little? Because these are the smaller.
I bet it's 30 drops.
40?
40. What do you think? Have you ever done it?
No, I've never actually done it. I got about 12 drops out of the tube, but I never robbied it.
My ears are burning. My ears are burning. I'm going to get an endorphin dump from 3 drops. Wow.
It's definitely building.
Yeah, you know what? Here we go. Mr. Yarabandi, I'm a newbie, but 5 million to 10 million scoville oils sound impossible to recognize. If a lamp is too bright, your eyes get irritated. If the light is way too bright, how do you tell? Your eyes are already. You know what? Here's the truth of it. When I first started, Mr. Yarabandi, I had difficult figuring out. I couldn't. It was over 4 million. It was kind of tough to figure out. It comes with experience. For instance, the last time Tom made this, it was for the show Super Hot in the rally show. I remember doing it thinking. Remember, he told me it was 10. I'm like, dude, it doesn't hit like 10. I think it hits like 11 or 12. I knew it was hot. It felt hotter. It comes with time. You just, you'll get better at it the more you do it.
Yeah, 5 sort of turns out to be sort of weak after you've done a bunch of it. And that 13, I mean, you could tell. I mean, there's an obvious difference between that 13 and the 10.
Oh, my God. What's your heat level, Tom?
3, 4. Now, of course, my numbers are different than your numbers. I'll tell you what my numbers are, and I know what yours are. But the way I look at it, the hottest I've ever had ever in my life, that would be a 10. And even though that might increase, that's my 10. So for what I've done so far in life, which is a lot, I mean, if you only done it 3 times, you don't have a lot to work with. But if you burn, I don't know, hundreds and whatever times, you get a pretty good idea. So about 3 to 4 right now, which actually I'm going to fixing to take care of that. It's still increasing, but you may as well do more. So
I have a question for you, Tom. We'll take a guess. Hang on, let me get a piece of paper. How hot I'm going to write down what my heat's at. And I want you to tell everybody what you think where I'm at. What do you think I'm at?
with 3 drops. Yeah, okay.
Okay, take a guess where I'm at. A 3? Oh, heck no, man.
Nice.
Absolutely, man. That got me. My ears are on fire.
You did do 3 drops, though.
Man,
Anyway.
I can multiple, he says. But here's the thing. Now, boy, my right ear is popping more than my left. Mustache Jane. Thank you for being here.
Much better.
Like you. Bizzle says he's broken like you, Johnny. All right, so I saw this in the chat earlier. Winchester Super X is making some tincture and wants some secrets from a pro.
Okay. Well, when you're making it, you want to shake it up at least every day. Now, Dale, I don't know if you remember this. Dale, he put his jar on a paint mixer and shook it constantly. And he said it's way hotter. I can see that, but it's not really worth the trouble and everything. But and the time factor, which we've already talked about in other things, the longer it goes, the way better it is. And hardly anybody does that. Third thing, don't use that Everclear because that's just like rubbing alcohol with pepper material in it. You get something good like a nice rich rum, or if you're into bourbons or whatever it is. Now you can get 151 rum, so that's the strongest thing you can get that's not Everclear. And that's where these darker tinctures like we're doing today really taste much better because of the how that dark rum is aging. And of course, what we're doing is 24-month aged. And most people only do like 2 or 3 months. But I'm going to go ahead.
We had the booze we use at the office to make round 1. It's higher proof than Everclear. It's something called diesel.
Well, you have food grade ethanol, which is 200 proof. That's pure, right?
It's rocket fuel. It's so bad that you lose. The minute you take the cap off, even putting it back on, you're going to watch it drop. We had people in the office that were drinking it, but I can't imagine drinking that.
Yeah, that's pure alcohol, basically. Which is a little bit better, but still, if it don't taste all that good, I mean, you want to use a product that tastes good. You may as well do everything you can to make it good tasting instead of using, rubbing alcohol, sort of.
Look at this. Look at this. Silver Surfer. I have a bottle of round 1 distillate tank. I'll gift to someone along with Silver Surfer challenge coin. Random pick if Johnny does 3 more drops. I don't know if I can, bro. I did 1 while you were talking. I'll do 2 more.
No, he said 3. I think he just wants to see it happen. There you go. There's the face. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. Oh. Wow. Jim Wright, the hottest I've ever had. Believe it or not, was about 7 or 8 million hotter than this.
Well, it can't be. It can only be 5 million at most. Well, probably that 13.25 that I made was probably the hottest you probably had, right? Or no? You've done pure capsaicin, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I thought.
I'm starting to sweat. I've always stayed away from tincture because it's made of alcohol and I'm sober. I've been told the alcohol burns off. No, it's not. It's pure alcohol.
Yeah.
They don't cook it. There's no process. You're just putting the stuff in the alcohol, and then you're putting the alcohol. So I don't have a problem with it. It doesn't drive me to think about it. But if it's something you're worried about,
you can make a low grade tincture with oils and glycerin if you wanted to. If that's what you're trying to do, you stay away from. I mean, it's not as hot, but at least it's something.
I ever drank a whole bottle. I've never drank a whole bottle of this, and nobody would.
No.
No, it's a trip to the emergency room. No, yeah. I mean, I've drank whole bottles this size before. And I chugged, oh my God, so many bottles of hot sauce. It's not funny, but my ears are like on fire. Holy mackerel. That was an error. I don't know why I did that. I know why I did it. You know why I did that? Tracy,
it's great.
It's great, but Tracy. He knew I couldn't say no.
That's the way it is sometimes.
Oh my God. Thank you, Great Dane Mom. You know what? Let me ask you guys this. I can give away 5 more. I can wait and give away 5 more of my bus passes later in the month because I'm only allowed to do 10 a month. Or I can do 5 more right now. What do you guys think I should do? Should I wait a little bit? Or should I throw 5 more at you guys?
I'd wait.
I think I did a total. I did 3 the first time, 1 while Tom was talking, and then 3 more, so 7, which was just an error. I'm probably a 6 or 7 right now. Not lying.
I'm like the 1 to 2 now, something like that.
Tom, how many actual pods do you think go into a bottle of tank?
Oh yeah.
Good to see you.
Oh man. 200 milliliters. I think it's about, for the regular 15 milliliter bottles, I think I calculated to be about 7 to 9 whole peppers or something like that. It's a matter of the powder. If I had time off camera, I could do that calculation because I know how much powder goes into each batch and how many bottles I have in each batch, but I haven't actually figured that out.
Man, Gnarly Bones just gifted 5 memberships. Gnarly Bones, thank you so much. Alex Lee Mitchell, good to see you. And I gifted 5 more. So there's a whole bunch of new. I'm going to leave that up because that's prettier than mine. Excuse me. That's a pepper burn. Holy moly. Oh, it tastes like burning. Oh, excuse me. So now what that means is this Friday, we're going to have a really, really cool bus pass live stream. It was very generous, Gnarly Bones. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. Honestly, it was pretty easy for me. You know what I did? Pushed a button. Gave away 5. Just had to push a button. So it was easier for me than it was for you. But thank you. I appreciate that, great man, for real. Oh, wow. So how you feel now, Tom?
I got a little bit of burn around my lips now and everything, a little bit on the tongue, but it's pretty much gone down now. It's been that many minutes. So
I think I might cramp from this. This was a doozy, dude.
You probably will. You cramped from doing 3 sometime in the last week, and you just did what, 7? Yeah, it's probably going to happen.
I can already feel a disruption.
If you feel it going down your chest, everything, those drops went past your mouth. So,
yeah, one drop, you can say, well, it absorbed in my mouth. You have 7, you're swallowing that, man. That's getting your gut.
Yeah, that changes just a little bit. There he is.
Mr. Broome, do you have any Omega tank?
Not officially, but I saved back 2 bottles with caps on them for unknown reasons. just to make sure, because it's going to be years before I can have something like that again. And that was a special edition, which I use 50% more powder than I normally do. And the omega tinctures that I have now are just at the regular amount. So the stuff I had is better than anything I'll probably have in 5 years, if ever. What is that? Okay.
What is that? That's tough. Do you have any of your 13 million tank available?
I do not keep that laying around. It's so thick. I mean, if it loses a little bit of alcohol, you can't even use it. But if I get enough people, maybe once in a year, that want it, it's going to be like $50 a bottle instead of 30 too. So got to keep that in mind. But there was enough really hardcore people that just had to have the 13, knowing how difficult it is to work with. I'd make some. It's just a matter of mixing. Or how about this? You can find pure capsaicin crystals all over the place. To get good ones, you got to look around. But if you take the bottle, and you don't even remember this or know it, if you take the bottle that I'm selling, which is what we have today, and you take 1 milliliter of this 10 million and mix it with 1 gram of pure capsaicin, you will get 2 milliliters of 13 million. And you can do it yourself at home and not have to worry about it.
Great question from Silver Surfer. Why does tank cost so much?
Well, this stuff has a lot of capsaicin in it, and that's not cheap. Tell you the truth, if you look,
are expensive,
right? In comparison, but there again, I charge more money. Like my 6-month tincture, I got $20 for, but my 3-year tincture, I was getting $40 for, I think. But I have to shake that up every single day of my life. If someone wants to pay for my time to do that, it's going to, it's actually a moderate price.
That's the thing. I've had carvings, intricate carvings I've made that took a year to carve. And someone says, I'll give you $200 for it. It's like the hourly, it's like 2 cents an hour. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to rob people, but if you pick this up every single day and do this every single day, at the end of doing that for a couple of years, I think that commands a premium price.
Same thing with the cycads. I've got plants that I've been hand watering almost every day for 35 years. How much should that cost? Everybody wants at least minimum wage. I'm making way below minimum wage for the stuff that I'm selling, if you figure in your time. So,
hey,
and
Tom,
that
over here, if you're
some.
watching this, I want Tommy to come in. I'm going to show Tommy how we can give away memberships. If you want me to show you how, Tommy, I figured it out. But I got to show you on the computer. I couldn't describe it to you. Dale Cox, we were talking about the pain shaker thing just a little while ago. Tom mentioned that you do that. Real quick, let me ask this question. How do you take powder around 1 million, put it in alcohol, and get it hotter? Much less as millions hotter. I don't understand.
That's because the alcohol is an extraction. So you're actually concentrating something that is one thing and bringing it down to a smaller amount.
Gotcha.
But still, my regular tinctures are no more than 2 million. They're all 1 million to 2 million. It's the pure capsaicin crystals added to that is what's making it, 10 million or whatever, because we're working with materials that's, it's actually under 16 million. I think they're 15.8, 15.7, the test, but that's good enough. But yeah, we're adding, pure capsaicin to it. So that's where the big numbers are coming at. Regular tinctures, aren't any more than, just about peppers anyway.
The pure cap crystals we got from India was our new source is way up more pure. It was 19.8. That's pretty stout. 19.8. That's as pure as you can get.
What? What 19.8? What are you talking about?
No, pardon me. 15.8. Pardon me.
15,
it's supposed to be 16 million. Ours was 15.8. It was that far under. So we were we're wicked impressed with that because the previous batch, it was barely 15, and that's a huge problem. You know what I mean? How
Yeah,
long
I
did it
mean, I
take?
just buy mine. I found a very good source for it that I'm not going to get into, but I'm very happy with what I've been buying now.
I'll tell you mine after. Ours is wicked pure, and if you get
Well, I could
quantities,
tell you mine too after, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. How long does it take you to make tincture?
well, good tincture. um, you can get away with 2 or 3 months. Will make a fairly good tincture, and that's what pretty much everybody does. But if you remember, that 6 month was way better than the 2 month. The 9 month was way better than the 6 month. So it gets better. And to say I just want to rush into it, you really don't want to do that. If you really want a good quality tincture, you got to have that time in it. And I don't know if you remember, about the time you came out, remember can you see the shirt? That's the I Like It Hot Festival. This is the one when you came to the booth and all. You tried that, but right afterwards, I made 6 jars all at the same time. So I did one at 6 months, and then it took me a while to sell those. So that gave me the opportunity to do 12 months and 15 months because I made them all at the same time. So, anyone who's wanting to do this, I would say go ahead and make several batches and then try the first one at a couple months and then, extend the time and then see exactly how good it really gets. Because this really smooth taste is really worth the time. But of course, you want to have some, while you're doing it.
A large part of that is the is the rub. I mean, that's going to significantly change the flavor.
Yeah. Now your brother did 3 drops of 13 million. I wouldn't. If he had asked me first, I said, "Man, you don't want to do that." So if that's what he's talking about, oh, there he is.
That was him after doing 3 drops of Tom Broome's. Tom, was that 5 million? What was that?
No, man, he did the 13 million. That was a 13 million lemon.
I might have
because they were putting it in the candy.
I might have told him it was only 10. I thought it was 10.
I was thinking yours. I mean, it's been a long time now, but I think everything on your video and everything said it was 13. And I've sent you so much stuff. I've sent you.
I could be confused.
But it said 13, so I'm going with that.
There you go. Spirit Prof. Tom, do you want to get into do you want to get in on the resin and paradoxin dilution? I have the tools to measure accurately, hoping Johnny takes me up on it soon. Tom, you were the one. You and I were doing this together, but he says he has the instruments necessary.
Well, he has the tools to measure accurately. That's got to be some pretty. That's got to be some pretty good tools. I don't know if he's a professor. Maybe he's got some good equipment. I'd be all into that. We certainly.
We'll bring you on it. Email me. We'll do the powwow.
Now I've got my plan. You got your plan still? Is your plan still alive?
You bet. Right. Yeah, but I'm not going to use Robert for this thing. I like Robert. I'm just keeping Robert. Plus, I have a funny feeling he's got to sacrifice himself for the cause, and I'm not willing to do that. I'm going to go online and buy some resin ferritoxin. And then what we'll do is the 3 of us will get together and we'll do what we got to do, and then I'll sacrifice myself for the team.
Well, then we wouldn't need him at all because you're just buying the stuff and you know what it is already.
No, the problem is you can't buy it. When you buy it, it's pure. So I don't want to come out of the gates and do 16 billion. So we've got to figure out a way to cut that. Like I'll start off with like 50 million. And see how 50 million works. But you know what I mean? But you can't, I don't want to incrementally jump up. What if I do that? I never taste anything again for the rest of my life.
Yeah, if he has the proper equipment, which might cost hundreds of thousands of bucks, certainly let him do it. Because we're just all
of us have got to be in on that, dude. I want to do it in your living room. That way if I die, you can put the paddles on me or something.
Yeah, maybe that's not the greatest idea. I don't have liability insurance for you.
Shut up, dude. Listen, we're going to be fine. You have no problem. You know what? Cindy will coach you. She'll be fine.
No, you know what she'll be saying you are.
If you want help, you call Tommy. He's done the CPR thing on me. It saved my life, so he can walk you through it.
Yeah, she knows how to do all that.
Boy, I feel a lot better than I did a little while ago. But that was pretty rough. Those last 3 drops, I'm not lying. I didn't want to do them.
Well, it only lasts about 5 minutes, at least for now, anyway.
Now, Tom, it's
In a
getting
couple
late there.
hours, that's the next things, you know.
I still regret saving you. Not likely to do it a second time.
Hear that? He regrets saving me. He's not likely to do it a second time, he said.
Ooh,
That's pretty
nice
rough.
brother there.
That goes for you too, bro. All right, listen, before I let
10
you
million, both of them said. 10 million.
so listen, before I let you go, you have some what do you have available? Because I know that you don't have a lot. What do you have?
Okay, I've got lots of things available. The list that I had recently would be more in my April and my Seriously Hot Peppers Facebook page. But you know, as an example, I pulled some out. I got my orange, but it's 9 month instead of 5 month. I've got my lemon. I also have the 36 month still. I've got about 15 bottles of that all capped up for everybody. But I've got about 5 different of these Reaper ones at different numbers, like 6 month and all that kind of stuff at different prices. The lemon and the orange, and then I make this 10 million when I have enough people who actually want it. I've got a couple people that already knew this video was going to come out that have requested, you know, to get some of this, like what we're just doing now. And Ethan, I think, you know, he's already taken care of that. He's interested in that. He's probably here today. And so anyway, so in the next so many days, I'm gonna be making up a batch, and if people ask me, you know, they can send it to my Seriously Hot Peppers Facebook page, which of course will message me, and then I'll know how many to make.
Excellent. So, and your contact, I'll put a contact link in the description box, but here he is right here. Thank you so much, Tracy. If you want to reach out to Tom, that's where you got to do it. You know, it's, I'm just telling you, I've done like every tincture there is out there, and he just makes absolutely spectacular tincture, and it's worth trying. And if you ever get a chance to do the really hot stuff, it'll whiten your teeth and blow your hair back.
It's a totally different experience from regular tincture. Most of those tinctures, you do it maxes at about a minute, and by 2.5 minutes, they're already sort of going about your business again. You know, a lot of people I've had when they come to my booth, you know, they'll try it and they're like dying at 2 minutes. Man, you got 2 more minutes, so you better strap in because it's going to get worse before it gets better. So this is a whole different thing. And, you know, it's only for people who really love the burn in that, you know, in that way, you know. I mean, it's not for everybody for sure.
No, it's different. It's a unique experience. When I was at I can't remember who it was. When I was out in Albuquerque, one of the guys said, I want to burn with you. Do you have that stuff that was in hot one, super hot? I said, sure. And he goes, I've never done tincture before. I said, well, no, then you're not doing this. You know, if you've never, you know what I mean, dude, if you've never done a tincture before, this is not the one to cut your teeth on. So I said, no. And he goes, no, I know what I'm getting myself into. I need to do this. I said, are you sure? I said, you eat pepper? He said, yeah, I can eat peppers. I just never done tincture. I said, okay. So we did a drop of tincture, and you know, he was questioning his decision moments into it. And then he says to me, how bad is it going to get? I said, oh, dude, listen, the train hasn't left the station yet. You got a long way to go, you know?
Well, it's funny, you know, I've let people in the booth, you know, bunches of people try this stuff. So and they're sitting there after they're trying one, and about 2 or 3 or 4 minutes or whatever, they're looking at me like they want to kill me or something like that. And they're just hating life and everything. But so many people come back about 10, 15 minutes later, they shake my hand all green and say, man, that was the greatest thing in the world. But right when it's happening, you know, you sort of have that sick look.
Well, it's a different experience. You know what I mean? It really
Especially
is.
if you've never done it before. I mean, you just don't know what to expect. You know.
Before I let you go, here's a growing question I wanted to give to you. I think it's a growing question. Here you go. Yeah.
But
is Sugar Rush Peach? Is it a must grow type of pepper? I have a hard time getting its peppers. I guess I might try to feel thankful with habanero, Creole Rosella, ahi lemon, and red Savina habanero. If you can get your hands on them, To me, it's a must grow. The flavor's insane. It's not a hot pepper, and the flavor's out of control, delicious. That's me.
Well, my take on it, because I've grown it anyway. First of all, most people don't know it takes a long time to mature. The peppers will actually look like, well, I'm going to be picking in about a month, and then or in a week, and then all of a sudden it's like 6 weeks later, they still haven't turned. So that's sort of like a pain, but they're very good. But to me personally, the stripey is way better. I wouldn't even do the other ones. Once you've had a stripey, is like, nah, these other ones are okay, but these are way better.
I think actually it's almost the exact same pepper in a different shape, if you ask me. It tastes the same, it has the same burn.
No, I've had some that tasted a little bit different. It wasn't as peaches, but I had one that was almost like cantaloupe or something.
Right.
It wasn't just peachy tasting. And
you know what? I was thinking Zabrange. You know what I mean? The Zabrange and the stripey look pretty similar. It's a lovely pepper. What's the other one? There's a Bishop's Crown that's a pretty amazing pepper. That's a great one you may want to grow. I can eat those all day. Bishop's Crown.
Tell you, one of my favorites has always been the BOC. If you really like orange peppers, it's only about 500,000, so it's not like kill you, but it's got an excellent orange taste. You know, if you're in that fruit stuff, you know, that's good. I also have my lemon brain strain seeds still available. So even though I'm not doing the killer yellow, you know, if you like that lemon taste, I mean, that's one of the strongest lemon tasted peppers I've ever had. So that's another good one also.
Well, you know, I feel a lot better now. It got kind of hairy there for a minute. I'm not gonna lie to you, it did. Hey, does anybody have any questions? Any last questions for Tom before we let him split? By the way, your lovely wife. I hope she in earshot. Tell her I said hello.
No, she's way back there. I thought I'd go ahead and mention something. Let's see
What's a good starter tank?
From me, it would be the lemon. My lemon and my orange are both, I think they're maybe a little bit more than $1 million, but not much. And so they're weak in comparison to the other ones, but it also has an excellent fruity taste. You know, I think this Reaper one with the dark rum I'm using sort of is an acquired taste, but the lemon is just really easy for someone to get into. Oh man, that's great! It's lemony, you know. So
right.
That's what I would suggest.
You know, the orange is great. Tommy loved the orange.
That was that candy now. I think it was lemon tincture in an orange candy, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was just not a happy guy. He was salty for a day and a half over that. He was not a happy guy.
Well, he still hasn't been all that cordial when he walks by.
He has, I'm telling you, he has PTSD over it all. Listen, Spear Prof says that was fun, a ton of fun. Keep up the stellar work. Dale Cox asks, can he send some chocolate primo shine for you?
Is that his tincture?
It's moonshine made out of chocolate primatali tincture, but made out of moonshine. Fire,
Is he allowed to do that?
Sure.
As long as he's allowed to do it, I have no problem.
Look, it's like no one's gonna bust into my room and get me, snag me for pulling the tag off my pillow. Lighten up. There are things worth worrying about. There are things not worth worrying about.
No, I'm not really that much into alcohol. You know, I use it for tincture, but I'm not that much into drink. You know what I drink when I go to
I don't
alcohol.
think he means to drink it. It's just for tincture. Just for tincture.
Got it. I understand that. Right.
Franklin MC, I don't have a gallbladder. I'm a cheat. Will put me in the hospital with severe cramping. You know what? It almost did that to me. The cramping is rough. It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it to push it, Franklin MC, if you don't have a gallbladder, for sure. It's good that you know that. Don't push the boundary. Spirit Prof is a professional distiller. I think that's why he probably has all the goods to help us with our stuff.
Very nice.
Ann from MA says, I don't know how you guys can handle the heat. Some can, some can't. I've been doing it forever, Tom, I'm going to let you go back to Cindy. I'm going to finish up with the guys here. Thank you for joining me. I love you, dude. It was fun.
All right. Yeah, it was fun. We'll have to
Those
do it again soon, huh? As soon as Keith get his act together.
we absolutely will. I'll talk to you guys later. Send me later, hon.
All right.
Kind of crazy there for a minute. Those last three jobs weren't necessary. Someone asked about sublingual under the tongue. You know, I did that once with regular tincture. It was just like, a million, maybe 2 million. What a mistake that was. Wicked painful. I don't think I'll do that again. One last thing. I'm going to end this a little bit early tonight. Actually, no, we're going to go for a few minutes. But what I want everybody to know is that after this, we're all going to go room raid. We're going to bomb Tommy. Who wants to bomb Tommy? I think it'd be fun. I think that's what we're going to do. One hot minute Wednesday. We're going to do one hot minute. So please join us for that. You know what? Sting's not my favorite wrestler. I gotta be kind of partial to the big guy. You know what I mean? He's my dude. Now I can play guitar. I can Lego. Well, um, boy, that was really hot. I was thinking, you know what? True story. I swear, I got a little bit enough to offset the heat. The problem is this, Bizzle. If I had stopped after the first one, it would have been good. I did more, and that was the problem because it came back. But before, when we first started, Mr. Yarbani, thank you so much for your super sticker. It's so cool. Before we went live, I'm in the back talking to Broome. I said, dude, I may even do a single drop. How many are you going to do? And I thought I'm going to get a hard time if I do one drop. I do a couple. But Tom never does a couple right out of the gate. He does one and then waits a little bit, see how it goes, and then does another. If he does too much on the first one, probably going to do more anyway, and then he hurts. So he doesn't want to do that. So he's slow. But I was planning on doing one or two, and then I ended up doing 7. No problem, bro. I didn't even see the question, Mike. But ask away, bro. Who is it? You guys ate? I gotta find the rest of those. I'm really having a problem with the hate mail. The problem is I never should have deleted them. There's so many that I did delete, which is just a mistake. Sorry. Not sorry. Love you too, Silver Surfer. I'm cramping right now, you guys. Too close to the wind or to the sun and melted my capsaicin wings. Yep. And if cramps don't get your pain, that's what we are. I mean, your pain. And when pain is under like a 4 or so, 4 or 5, I'm okay. But once my cap cramp pain gets around 6, and I can't really do stuff anymore. I can't play guitar. I can't make a video and take it. Like I can make a video, I could talk and do an interview, I can do stuff like that, cramping as long as it's around 6. That was a good one. Leanne, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Love the UK. It's your first day. Great days ahead. I mean it. Um, Nicholas just bought a 6 million Scoville hot sauce, a lot of extract, ghost and scorpion peppers. Can't wait. It's called No Sauce. Here, yeah. You know what though? What that does, Leanne, it takes the pain away. Listen, it is what it is. For those who don't know, I'm a sober guy. Dope sickness is one of the most unbelievable things, and people do crazy, crazy things because they're terrified of quitting, terrified of being dope sick. When you experience something, you can get off it without any pain at all. If people really knew that and believed it, there'd be a lot of sober. I'm glad you read. Tom Broome, look at that. It was fun. Wasn't it, though? More fun for you than for me. You did drop. Tom is awesome. Tom Broome tinctures, gummies, and pods are hard eaters full of flavor. Yeah, he makes there are people that make stuff and they'll say, "Oh, it's really hot." And then there's stuff that Tom makes, and if he says, "Look, this is 10 million," you don't need to like you don't need to ask me. Is it really 10 million? Yeah, trust me. If he tells you it is, it is. No, it wasn't a pill. It was pink. It was a beverage. What it was, and Broome and I, me and Floyd and I are still working on it. It was a powder that takes the burn out of out of your mouth completely. Hold your mouth, it stops the burn in your mouth. We're also working on a capsaicin reduction uh, product. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna hurt from that. A whole shot of tank. You are a scary, scary man. Lilac lime, what exactly causes the cramping? Just high excess, too much capsaicin is what it is. And I don't know for sure, but my theory is that sometimes it comes in waves, which just keeps coming. I think it's really, really high concentrations of capsaicin. It's when it's moving its way through your intestines. It's just my theory, but the cramps are bad. I mean, I've said this before, but I did pepper contest with a woman, Chile has 4 children, and she said, "Love you, Brock. Have a good night, dude. Thanks for being here." Um, said that they have 4 kids and said that calf cramps are worse than childbirth. So they're no fun, man. Would I entertain making a sparkling spicy drink? Dylan, you know what? Let me tell you something fun. I've actually taught. I don't think I'm on. I was thinking about doing it. I talked to Foy about doing it. My idea was to make a spicy drink. Um, I had talked to Foy about it twice. I went away somewhere on a business just for business. I think it was visiting Harvest. I came back and I had this big box. I was like, "Oh, open it up." It was ES Power Drink. It was just their citrus version. It's a scorpion flavored sports drink called ES Power. And I cracked the top and drank it. And I'm like, okay, well, there's the called for. You're not making spicy beverage. He's like, why? I'm like, because someone did it. And I don't mean they just did it. There's no point. I don't even want to play with it. This is my drink. Called the guy up, and man, he ended up making one with my name on it. It's Johnny Scoville Mind and Body Mango Mint, and Scorpion, and it is just, my God, it's so good. So because of that, I have a great relationship with Chris. He's a wonderful guy. I'm like one of his uh, brand ambassadors. I wouldn't probably do that. But all right, ES Power is right there. Honest to God, it's the tastiest beverage. Oh, it's obscenely tasty. This is crazy. The only thing that works for me is for cramps is mayonnaise. Are you saying Brian, when the cramps come, do you eat mayonnaise? Is that what you're saying? Do you eat mayonnaise? Do you have mayonnaise with a spoon and you eat it? Because I don't think I might rather have capsaicin. And I love mayonnaise. I just don't think I could do that. That's wow. I saw a person break the Guinness Book of World Record for eating like 6 jars of mayonnaise. That a spoon this big. I've never seen anybody put stuff away so fast in my life. What's your what kind of mayonnaise? Do you have a certain favorite kind? Do you guys have a kind of favorite kind? Sam, good to see you, bro. I slept last night, dude. You may be able to do something tonight. Um, my favorite mayo is Duke's. Oh, Silver Surfer. I said it just popped up. Duke's, man. Duke's is so good. Hellman's. I don't know. I used to be a Hellman's guy. But I'm a Duke's guy. You know, Duke's and Best are the same. In fact, if you get excuse me, not Duke's, Hellman's and Best. If you get a Hellman, you read it. It says, "Hey, West of the Rockies, we're not Hellman's. We're called the Best. East of the Rockies, we're Hellman's." True story. There's some cool story behind that. Probably I don't know what it is, but Duke's, forget about it. Honest to God, Duke's to me is it's so good. Miracle Whip. Oh my God, I love you, Franklin. What do you guys think about Miracle Whip? I had a friend when I was a kid. His mom would When you're a kid, I don't know. When I was a kid, all my buddies, like we had like if it was like tuna fish day, like we wanted to see how other kids made tuna fish. So we swap lunches all the time. And this kid's mom used Miracle Whip. The first time I swapped tuna fish, I'm like, no, take it back. Take a bite. I'm like, what is this? This tuna fish. I'm like, what's your mom make it with? Let's eat it. I was so bugged out. I'm like, I want my sandwich back. He's like, you can't with no trade back. So I had the sandwich. I didn't like it. Turns out, Miracle Whip. Here's the deal with Miracle Whip. I don't think it's first of all, come on, it's not mayo. You can't, it's not mayo. And they say, well, it's not. It's a salad dressing. Yes, it's not a salad dressing either. You can't call it that. It's not a dressing. It's not a mayo. You know what? It's a filthy, dirty trick on some children, is what it is. Yeah. I'm a mayo freak. You know what I used to do with mayo? I used to get a couple dozen eggs, hard boil them. You cut them in half. You just take a half a spoonful of mayo, stick it on a half an egg, and shove it in your face. Squish it up. Just cut your egg salad, just like that. Now, there's something interesting. My dad grew up with mayo that was never refrigerated. And he made it through. Which tells you he's a tougher man than I am. Fish shouldn't come in a tin. Yeah, and if it does, it shouldn't bow out from the pressure with inside the tin. See, that's not good. Sam, throw Miracle Whip in the trash. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Here's the thing: people eat it. They eat it, or they wouldn't sell it. They don't make like 20 bottles a year, and they just end up where we see the. I mean, people eat it. How bizzle! You know why it's called Miracle Whip? It's a miracle everyone eats it. So see, that's a squirrel joke. I bet squirrel would like that. Lego, if you're still watching, you're not, but we're gonna start this thing out. Now I feel better now. Those last 2 drops, I was committed. Everybody's looking at me. I can't say no. They're looking at me. I was like, "Oh, man. Tracy. I love you, Tracy. You're good." So we are listen, you are here. Good. Listen, we're gonna sort this thing out. I know you have somebody in town with a laptop. Slide in there. Slide in your bottle of tincture. Make it happen. Um, but next time, I'm not doing 7 drops. I'm not fooling you. I might do 2 or 3. I'm not doing 7. It was a bad idea. It was not necessary. Oh, Franklin. Not on a dare. Not for views, not for clout, not for nothing. So strumming a Miracle Whip? When I went to I used to go to Russia a lot, and they would say to you, "Don't ever eat a room temperature white cream sauce." I remember saying, "Why? Shut up, don't eat it." I'm like, "Okay, I won't." They said, "Don't eat it. Whatever you do, don't eat a room temperature white cream sauce." So the first trip over, we go to this place in Siberia. There's like 5 or 6 picnic tables, cloths over it. They bring the food out at every 8 inches. There was a plate of this room temperature white cream sauce. Not good at all. And here's the thing, you don't wanna insult them, right? You're like, "Hey," so I was eating and the thing there, it's almost like when I was a kid, my grandmother, a German one on one side, an Italian one on the other. They look the same. They're about 4'8", each of them. They throw things at you if you're in the kitchen. But, just was nuts, you guys. You know what? I lost my train of it didn't matter where I was going. It doesn't. It's how quickly it can disappear. I'm squirreling off. And then there was in Russia, it was the cream sauce. That's what I was thinking. I don't know how I got on everything else. Here's the thing. I have 5 hours last night. Most people say 5 hours. That's not enough sleep. You don't sleep for 5 or 6 days straight. 5 hours is a long night's sleep. So I'm going to sleep some more tonight. Um, anyway, let's go over and bomb Tommy. He's going live on this show. For those who don't know, it's my brother, Tommy Scoville. He's on the lifeboat. You know what? All right. Anyway, guys, we're done. I'm done. And here's the lifeboat. Thank you, Chris Melinda. I'll see you all over there. I have a head count. If you aren't there, I'll know. Johnny Scoville, I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Stay